Hey guys, Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. I've been asked the last few days about my opinion on what happened to the young girl out in Virginia with her own dogs attacking her on the leash, or supposedly attacking her on the leash and killing her ultimately. People are asking me my thoughts, if it's possible, things like that. I absolutely think it's possible that her dogs may have attacked her. This is not as uncommon as many people think. We deal with severe leash reactivity all the time. So the dog is redirecting on sight of a squirrel, a cat, a dog, another human being, a bird flying. The dog is so frustrated on the leash that it's redirecting its frustrations onto its owner. Now, if two dogs are doing that, and I do not know the history here if these dogs were actually doing that or not, but if these dogs were both in the mindset of redirecting onto the owner, or ever had an imbalance in the relationship with the owner, where the dogs, where the pendulum of love outweighed any type of structure, and it seems that there may have been some neglect in that structure issue with the dogs, according to some articles I've read on it. The dogs, that would also set that mindset of maybe the dogs did see something out in the woods there, a coyote or a squirrel or something, set the dogs up. One of them would have reacted, and if the owner went into any type of instability, if they got bit just real quick, started screaming or something, even in the wolf pack world, they will take out the instability. And if there's a wolf that is unstable, they'll take that wolf out. And it's in the animal world that things like that happen. So if there's even in or dog daycare, if there's a pack of dogs out there and one starts squealing, got stung by a bee outside or something, the dogs start reacting towards that. Our job is to get that dog out of there as soon as possible. So same thing here. If the humans started screaming, the dogs could have just said, "Whoa, I'm going to take the human out." I'm hoping that wasn't the case, but if that is, that's really bad. And typically when dogs or wolves or they fight, even each other, and people that know me, a decade ago, my dogs used to do crazy stuff, like with each other, fighting each other and stuff. They will lick their wounds afterwards. So were the dogs actually eating the human? I'm not sure. Again, I'm just going off what's out on the article there, and they may have been licking the wounds. They may have been, unfortunately, eating her. Now, there could be other things that happened, maybe, and I don't know what the health of her was. Maybe she had a seizure, and again, instability, and the dogs attacked her. Or maybe she had something happen to her, and she died, and then the dogs ate her. I don't know. But is it possible that the dogs attacked her and killed her? Yes. And that is the importance of having that relationship balance instead of an emotional attachment to the dog. Really having a relationship with them where there's structure and a balance of, I love my dogs too, I understand, but also a balance of that. If you have too much love and a lack of structure, things like this will happen. We deal with it all the time. You can go on our YouTube page and see all that videos. This is something that we specialize in, is this leash reactivity, and we have a high success rate with it as long as the owners follow through with not outweighing the love and structure. So those are my thoughts on it, and I feel really bad for the woman that happening to her, especially with her own dogs. And it's not just, I see people saying it is a pity thing. No, we literally just had a Wheaten Terrier that was kind of doing the same thing, to its owner. So it's hounds do it, shepherds, little dogs do it too. So I mean, it's not just a pity thing or anything like that. I was reading comments on forums about that. That's not true. But yeah, I mean, I had a board and train not too long ago where, unfortunately, the lady, I think she screamed in her own house, and if I recall, and the dog just got up and attacked her for screaming in her own house. So that, the instability, and the dog took control of the situation in the only way that they really know how to physically do it, and that's what happened in that situation. Dog bit the lady's face. It's more common than even with little dogs. It's not really reported because the bites are not that bad, but dog ownership is not just, it's very rare that you hit the lottery and you get the dog that you have to do really no structure or training with. And unfortunately, in this part of our society, it is lacking a lot. But it's also, people are busy. They're working a ton of hours and things like that, and they still want to own a family pet. The best thing you could do if you don't have that time is to definitely do some training. If it's not what actually meeting a professional, and you're going to do it on your own because of money constraints, do a lot of research on the internet. There's a ton of videos out there. I get it. Unfortunately, it's cheap. It's not cheap to get a really good professional to come in. But those are my thoughts on it. On rambling on here, but on if the lady was attacked by her own dogs. I highly doubt a bear came out of the woods and attacked her, because the police I think they were saying that the bites were consistent with canine bites or something. Ultimately, I don't even know if the autopsy report has been released, but if it has, I'd like to see it. If the autopsy says that it was canine bites, then we know it was canine. It wasn't like a mountain lion or something came out and attacked her and the dogs fought back. They might have even redirected on themselves. I think in one article I read, the dogs had bite marks consistent with fighting each other. This is, that sounds like it's probably what happened to me. So I feel bad for her family and everything. My thoughts are all there, as with everybody else, but it could be definitely that the dog's turned. Could there be other possibilities as other animals attacking her, or she, like I said, she died of natural causes and the dogs started biting her and stuff? Or yeah, there's like a ton of possibilities, but we see severe leash reactivity all the time, and these things should definitely be taken seriously. If it's happening with your own dog right now, change the structure. I mean, it's not going to get better. No magic wand in fixing anything. Change the structure. Make sure that, dogs are not sleeping in the bed, on the couch. You're not giving them treats and love and affection at all times during the day. Make sure you have structure in there. Crate time, threshold. Crate. Dog does not rush out of the crate. Has to wait for permission. Waiting for permission to come outside. These are expectations of my dogs, and I have these expectations. I have 3 kids, so those are expectations of my 3 kids. I have 4 dogs of my own. So my 3 kids, same thing. You're not rushing out the front door. We kind of live on a busy street. Permission to go out to the front door. I expect the same thing for my dogs when we're leaving the house or anything like that. So that's the type of structure I'm talking about. And that's why, when I'm doing a training class or anybody meets my dogs in the training class, they're like, wow, your dogs are really trained or whatnot. It's not just because I'm a trainer. It's the structure that's in the household too. And I'll talk about in another video, maybe this week with Krista on my AFT dog training page. I wanted to address growling and things like that in the household. So it may not be the answer you want to hear, but I'm going to talk about it with my 36 years of dog ownership, multi-dog household ownership. All right, guys, that's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to talk about it. Again, thoughts are with the girl's family and friends, and it's a shame. Take care, guys.